The sun dips down, and silence begins to settle across the campground. The day's noise, engines, laughter, footsteps, fades away. This is when your RV becomes your sanctuary, your sleeping home on wheels. Yet achieving a peaceful, deep sleep in an RV isn't always easy. Thin walls, external noise, light leaks, bumps, many things can disturb you. But over time, we've learned secrets and practices that help turn restless nights into restful ones. Let me walk you through how we set up for quiet nights and efficient sleep in our RV so you wake refreshed rather than groggy. I step outside just before dusk to scout for disturbances. I walk all around the rig listening for traffic, generators, neighbors, animals. I check whether road noise might reach here or if I'm tucked behind trees or some natural buffer. I look for electrical boxes, HVAC units, or any noisy neighbor rigs. Wherever possible, I aim to park away from that noise. A little extra distance or clever orientation can make a huge difference. Choosing a quieter campsite or boondocking spot often beats any other trick. Once parked, I level the RV precisely. If the floor tilts even slightly, it can unsettle you subconsciously. I use leveling blocks and stabilizers to firm everything, so that walking inside doesn't produce creaks or sway. I also empty any suspension airbags if my vehicle has them, so the rig sits more solidly and isn't bouncing from small movements. Next, I address insulation and sound blocking. Many RVs have thin walls and lots of windows, which are weak points. I install blackout curtains, insulated window covers, or DIY foam inserts to block both light and sound. Covering skylights or roof vents with insulating caps or padded hatches helps reduce overhead noise. Wherever possible, I use heavy or layered fabrics that dampen sound. I also ensure doors, compartments, and cabinets are latched tightly. Nothing left ajar to rattle in the night. Inside, I swap out or augment the factory mattress. RV stock mattresses are often thin and lacking support. A memory foam topper or a higher quality mattress helps reduce tossing and turning. Adding a mattress pad with some thickness and a breathable cover can help with comfort and reduce vibration noise. I choose pillows and linens that breathe, so I don't overheat and wake. Keeping the bed zone as comfortable and familiar as possible helps settle the mind quickly. I control the ambient noise environment. If outside sounds are unavoidable, wind, distant traffic, neighbors, I use a white noise machine, a fan, or a sound app to generate a constant, unobtrusive hum that drowns out sudden spikes. A steady sound is less disruptive than intermittent noise. I make sure the device I use can run quietly, on low, and doesn't itself become a source of annoyance. Lighting is another big factor. Even small light leaks from street lights, neighbor rigs, or moonlight can disrupt circadian rhythm. I draw blackout curtains, add light blocking strips, and cover vents or skylights with opaque panels. I reduce internal light to the lowest level needed, and I favor warm, dim LEDs over bright overheads. In the hour or so before sleep, I avoid screens or bright lights, so my brain naturally slows its alertness. Temperature and airflow must be just right. I try to keep the RV cool, generally in the low to mid-60s Fahrenheit, or approximate 16 or 18 degrees. A cooler environment helps restful sleep. I open windows slightly or vents to create gentle cross-ventilation if outside air is clean and quiet. If ambient breeze is too much or drafts are harsh, I close edges, leaving only one vent open, and run a quiet fan to circulate air. I avoid using heaters or air conditioners that cycle loudly during the night when possible, or I use them earlier to pre-cool or pre-warm, and then let residual insulation maintain it. I adopt a calming bedtime routine. I dim lights, limit activity, maybe stretch or read. I avoid heavy meals or caffeine in the hours before sleep. This signals to my body that rest is coming. If necessary, I wear soft earplugs or a sleep mask to further dull noise or light that remain. Together, they add layers of protection. I double-check everything before settling in. All doors, windows, hatches are secure. Loose items stowed, compartments latched. I put off appliances or fans that might cycle or hum. I glance at battery levels, knowing I don't want the battery alarm to trigger in the middle of the night. I charge early, unplug non-essentials, and minimize the chance of electrical beeps in the dark. Once in bed, I let the ambient soundscape, the muffled hush of the RV, the gentle hum of my white noise, and the stable surroundings lull me toward sleep. If I wake midnight, I keep movement minimal. Soft lights, quiet steps, no screens. I remind myself that breathing, drifting, and stillness are okay. They are part of the night. When morning comes, I welcome those first rays gently. But until I'm awake, I try to keep the environment stable and calm. I keep blackout curtains drawn. Let air in gradually. Don't rush movement. A slow wake helps me carry the restfulness forward into the day. Over time, these practices accumulate. A good sleep environment, controlled light and noise, stable rig, comfortable bedding, they all contribute more than any single trick. If you love RV life, mastering your nights is just as important as your days. If you found value in this video, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll be sharing more tips about comfortable living in motion, from power, climate control, to gear, night hacks, and more. Sleep well, wake strong, and enjoy the journey.